Right, so why am I being shown to you? This has no hashtag, and you can go in and check and see that this is a brand new channel also. This is the first video that I've posted. Then you might wonder that why am I being shown to you? It is because I believe in energy. We as human beings are all energies, and if this has reached you, then we have something in common. It could be our mindset, it could be values, and I would invite you to stay because understand that you are an unrepeatable moment in the universe. Yes, as corny as it sounds, but there will be no one like you. You have separate, distinct DNA, you have distinct fingerprints, you have everything distinct. While society has kind of conditioned you, and me, of course, I'm not exempt from society. We have come to believe that we are average because if my DNA is different, so is the person's who is just next to me. So what difference does it make? But you need to understand that you are an extraordinary moment and each of your experience counts. That is the reason basically why I have picked up my camera today. This is this video. If you are seeing this, I will say the cliched line, it was meant to come to you. And I firmly believe it. So why now basically? Why now all of a sudden am I picking up the camera? Well, there's a story to it. Very interesting one. So this all started in 2020, okay? And I had this urge of being a YouTuber. I didn't know what I'd make videos, what videos I'd make, but I knew that I wanted to do this. I did not have any idea. Back then and still now, I was a BTS fan. So the obvious choice was something related to BTS. I was very into reaction videos then, so my first video attempt at shooting a video was reacting to the Butter MV, if you are familiar with their music. It was in 2021, I believe. And my parents sort of found out. They weren't exactly unsupportive, but they were a bit skeptical, and it kind of dissuaded me from posting. So you can say that I went undercover and I made anonymous content. Basically it was just, I was also into quotes back then, so I would compile all of my favorite quotes and put music over them and share it. But I felt hollow because it was contradictory to all that I believed I had in me. I believed myself courageous. I believed myself to be someone who went after her dreams no matter what anyone says. And in that instant, in the process of making so-called quote videos, I felt like a coward. So I stopped making it. Fast forward a few years, I came to college, and it was not until last year that I actually gathered my courage and posted my face on the internet. And I was very grand about it. I thought that, well, this is it, I don't care anymore. And I had mentally prepared myself because I had a taste of what skepticism can do to you. I was prepared, entirely prepared to face that sort of skepticism, direct hits from the ones around me. Well, what I was not prepared for was passive aggressiveness. I created a number of short form content, and the thing was that I kind of declared it on my personal Instagram account, that I had made a new account and I was intending to post there, and I had then around 600 followers on my personal account, so I believe that it would help me reach certain people. Well, it backfired. In a way, what happened was, while I was prepared for direct hits, I was, like I said, not prepared for the passive aggressiveness. So I had friends, so-called friends, who would DM me personally and congratulate me because they thought that this is a very courageous endeavor. And truth be said, I was so naive, I actually thought that as support. I did not understand, nor did I perceive the veiled sarcasm that was there in those messages. And it kind of kept on happening, and it kind of chips at your confidence, because like I will go to college and then I would hear certain things. Mostly I remember one incident distinctly. We were out, my group of friends, we were out, and then we were in a field, and it was good, and the wind was blowing. It was such a nice day. All of a sudden, one of my friends says, I hope you don't start filming," or maybe she said something on the lines of, "Will you start filming now?" or something. And I just laughed awkwardly because I thought it was a joke. It's just a harmless joke. And then one of them, unprompted, not really asked, she declared that she would never want to become an influencer. At that moment, I was like, this is very awkward, because they started to question what I wanted to do with my channel, and I was so excited to tell them. But then I realized they were not, and they were trying to figure out what I was trying to do, and I kept getting weird looks, and I could not sustain myself. I would hear people say something like, whenever I would maybe take out my camera for something very casual, like maybe taking a selfie of myself, I'd get remarks, "Wow, she's in her vlogger era." Well, it could sound very supportive to you, but it was not. Not in that tone, not that I realized back then. Now I realize it. I did realize it, I chose to ignore it. And now here I am. Did I stop? Of course I did. I folded again, and that hit me so hard. My self-esteem plummeted. I struggled with my confidence because the beliefs and values that I hold about myself, they were getting shattered. I folded, and then I stopped making the videos. And I knew that this is what the people were expecting, that okay, this is a phase and then she will stop, something like that. And that happened. Because I stopped, I got so embarrassed, and I would get DMs from my friends, let alone being supportive. They would just say such discouraging things, and it was not discouraging directly. It was not. It was so very subtle, and now I realize cruel, because if any of my friends started a YouTube channel, I would post it on my WhatsApp status, on my Instagram story, and support her and tell her that keep doing it, you will get better, something like that. I did not expect so much from anyone around me, but at least not that. And because I did not expect it, it kind of chipped at my confidence entirely. And because I stopped again, the loop of guilt and shame, it started again, and I was stuck in that vicious cycle. And then it was again January, this year January, and I was like, no, I need to start it. I feel called to do this. I could not. I just could not. Even today, when I thought I had this in my mind, okay, that I want to sit down and talk about it. I don't know if anybody will see this. really, I don't care anymore. I cannot take the guilt. I cannot take the shame that I'm feeling, because it is contradicting whatever I believe about myself, and that hits you hard. That you start to hate what you see in the mirror. And what one of the most horrifying experiences was that when I stopped and I knew that all my classmates, even the ones that I don't usually speak to much, they knew, right? Because they follow me on Instagram, they knew that I had started this, and maybe they are not even thinking about me. But then, whenever I would step into classrooms or any group setting of conversation, and maybe they stop because I am not a part of the group, or whatever the reason is, maybe it is not personal, but my mind would go to that, right? They are gossiping about me. Maybe they were not, maybe it's just my mind playing it. But I it felt like you were walking into a room without clothes. It was a horrifying feeling. I had never felt so exposed. And the content that I was making, it was kind of cringe to the people around me, because I am all about self development. I'm all about discipline and progress and the mind psychology. I just realized that I don't have people who have the same mindset as me, and my ambition threatened them in a way that they don't understand, and their negative emotions spill over to me, and I succumbed to it. That is on me. You can imagine, how can I explain the feeling to you? It's like you can physically feel your soul dwindling away. That is the feeling. So, my motivations have not changed. What I had started to do, I would continue it. You will not find this is a new channel. I am not going to do it in that, because they are subscribed to it, and whenever I post, they don't engage with my content because they don't relate to it. I don't blame them. What I care about is building a tight-knit community. It is kind of my cry for help, because I genuinely feel so unsupported by the people around me. And I know that environment is very important. Environment is very important for nurturing yourself. And I'm not getting it here. I'm not getting it. And I keep myself I try to curate my own environment by, engaging with the content of creators whom I feel I match in terms of values. That is the same kind of aim that I also have. My aim is very simple. It's a tight knit community. I don't really care about the numbers. Content helps even one of you, I'll be honored. And maybe it is just one watching, or maybe zero. I don't know. And then my second kind of aim for opening this channel is to document my youth. I have always been so camera shy. I thought, yes, I keep thinking that I'm ugly. I don't click enough pictures. I don't even click my picture on my birthday. So there are genuinely like periods of years where I don't have any picture of myself aside from the ID pic that we had to click every year for school. Yes, so I don't like how I look on camera. That this is also a kind of a personal thing, a documentation of my youth, a documentation of how various opinions, thoughts evolve, my opinions and thoughts evolve, and what knowledge does to me, how experiences shape me. I have nothing to offer other than authenticity. I see an astonishing lack of it across social media platforms. If I set certain goals for myself and I don't reach it, you will know. You will not find undoable things that I say. You will not find anything that is unmanageable, because I am just like you. I'm ordinary and I'm 20 and I don't have anything figured out. That is my truth, and it's just a documentation of what I am becoming. Circling back to the beginning of the video, I had I kind of posed this question as to why am I particularly being shown to you. Well, I firmly believe that we are extraordinary moments, we are unrepeatable moments in the universe. Okay? Not one of us has similar experiences. There are different perspectives, different thoughts, different circumstances, and there is so much to learn from one another if we just hear ourselves out. I know this video will reach only the extraordinary kind. If my words, thoughts, experiences, if my videos nudges even a bit of your extraordinariness, I'd be grateful, I'd be honored, because that is the aim. That is all. This entirely is an attempt to create a small community of like-minded people. So, if this resonates, I invite you to stay.